So, Paulie, congratulations on the promotion, at least for a day. Or, what happened with that, and how soon did you sort of know you were coaching?
Yeah, Dino's been struggling. Actually, it first started to hit him the night after the New Zealand game, and so he's been down in the dumps all week, poor bugger. So he's just been dealing with that, and so we basically practiced all week without him, and he just made the decision yesterday after he got his wisdom tooth out that just best that he's feeling better today, but just with the week that we'd had, he made a decision that we should sort of carry on business as usual, and I give credit to our leadership group. I thought throughout the week they were fantastic. Like, you turn up on first day of practice of the week and head coach isn't there, and they're just like, oh, okay, and then business as usual. So I thought the group were, from my point of view and Schiller's point of view, it was fantastic that we could just slot in and just carry on.
Looked like in the game too, they were sort of pretty active with that, particularly at the end with some of the calls. Looked like they came over to you a few times and were planning it out.
Yeah, again, we've got some experienced guys, we've got international players, we've got high quality imports, and guys that have been around the game a long time, and it's a luxury as a coach to have that sort of on-court leadership, and but like I say, they were like that throughout the week. They really pushed each other vocally and physically, and just glad to obviously get out there and get a good result.
What did you make of the game and the way at the end the guys came good and you had Mitch come over the top there for a tip in?
Yeah, kind of. We got to that point late in the third or early in the fourth or something. I think we were up 7, and then they go on an 8-0 run or whatever it was, and take the lead away, and it sort of slipped away pretty quick towards the end there. But again, I've had a few games lately where we've been able to close out well and get the result. And once again, I think that's a credit to these guys in terms of they didn't let that run get their heads down or anything like that. We just kept searching for ways, and old Macca over here made an outstanding play to get us over the line, and to get that lead. And then obviously DJ Kennedy, who's he's starting to become a lot like Macca, just Mr. Reliable. They just do multiple things across the floor. They rebound, they play defence, and for him to get that deflection, when the game's on the line was outstanding.
Mitch, what was your read on that play at the end? Because most of us just think Casper's going to swish that shot.
Yeah, exactly. That was probably it. I thought it was going to go in, so I was just kind of jumping just to tip it out if it missed, or maybe I didn't really know. I just thought there's not long left, so I'll just jump and see what happens, and fortunately it went in.
Could you see in the air, hey, this is coming to me, or did you just sort of throw the hand up there and see what happened on that tip?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it was an accident. It was deliberate, but it didn't go straight in either. So I was a bit nervous as I was going down, like, oh, please go in, but it did.
How big is it just to keep looking for those plays though? Because that was a game where Randall, where other guys are just making shots and splashing shots. Yep, that play's the one that's decided it.
Yeah, I think we kind of let ourselves down a little bit in the last few minutes. We had some bad defensive breakdowns where they're getting open shots and layups and offensive rebounds, and those are the little things that we have to clean up against really good teams. But in saying that, we had a lot of extra effort plays. DJ was massive again, as Paulie said. Booney had a few offensive rebounds where guys just stayed at it and they stayed around the rim and didn't give up, and that gives us second chances, and fortunately it fell in our favour.
Was it a real focus early to sort of drive it and get your bodies in there and in close?
Yeah, I think anytime Bogut goes out, you have to attack the rim a little bit. He's such a good rim protector that he's always going to take up space, and I thought we did that well. We had a pretty good mix of inside-outside attack, and at times when we were a bit three-point orientated, Paulie addressed it, the coaching staff addressed it, and we attacked again. So we made our way to the free throw line, and which is something that we need to continue to do, just from being aggressive.
How much confidence, I guess, it's probably happened a few times now that some of those long shots might not be dropping, but you look at the scoreboard and you're either just behind or just in front. You're keeping it close, even though you're not getting the buckets.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have games we already have where we just don't shoot well. And good teams find ways to continue to get to the rim and continue to put scoreboard pressure on. So whether it's at the free throw line, I mean, that's something that Adelaide do very well. When they're not shooting well, they get to the free throw line. So can you find some easy buckets? Can you get some in trans through your defense? So we'll have games where we shoot it well and others where we don't. But
And I guess in the heat of the moment, do you take time to watch that Randall and Ware matchup? It's pretty insane. You just want to sit back and give the ball to them, let them go.
yeah, Kev made a little joke during the game. He goes, "Do you just want to sub off and we'll just let them go one-on-one?" So, I mean, they were both playing really well. So it is fun. You know, you kind of want to help out, but at the same time, they're super talented players. They make tough contested shots. Sometimes you just clap hands and say, "Well done." But when it goes on like that, it's like, all right.
And Paul, the same for you. It must be easy sitting back watching Casper and Randall just go head to head.
No, I didn't like watching Randall splash all those shots. I didn't like that at all. But yeah, like Mac has said, they're just two super talented players, two competitive players. You know, they even got, jawing back and forth, but in a good way. I think our sport needs to embrace that a little bit more. They didn't go over the top. They're just challenging each other, and that's who they are, and that's where they're from. And I think that just adds to the spice of the game and the entertainment factor. But take my hat off to both those guys.
Paulie, Mitch came off the bench today for the first time in a while. Was that a conscious decision based on matchups in this game, or is that likely to be the starting five going forward? Chris?
It was actually, I guess, more. Mackie had to sit out early in the week with a bit of an Achilles issue, so sat out the first couple of practices there. So I first spoke to Dino about the possibility a day or two ago, and then Dino called both those guys to have a chat to them about it. So, but again, beauty of this group. We've had different guys come off the bench and like different roles, and I know Dino's said it before, but we end up this guy comes off the bench, but he comes off the bench for 28, 29 minutes. He's on the floor at the end of the game and makes the game-winning play. So as long as we keep the communication lines open in terms of what we're doing with our lineups and how we're rolling and why we're doing these things, I think we have the group that understands that.
Mitch, I know you've said you don't care if you start or you come off the bench or whatever, but how does that change your approach to a game?
Yeah, just to echo what Paulie said, it shouldn't. Where we want to get to, and I think we're very close to, is that everyone knows their roles and everyone knows what they have to bring game in, game out. And whether you start or whether you come off the bench, whether you play 10, whether you play 30 minutes, it shouldn't matter. You know what you do. And I think the biggest thing is you can kind of watch. An advantage coming off the bench is you get a feel for the game maybe, and you can bring that extra energy, which I love trying to do. Took a little longer than I wanted it to, but yeah, just making an impact off the bench for everyone is something that we can do.
It'd be remiss of me not to acknowledge Dave Barlow's 250th today. I mean, he's made such a big difference for this group. How much fun are you guys having playing with him this year?
Yeah, he's awesome. I love DB. Hear all the stories of guys that have played with him and how tough and strong he is, and then I come to Melbourne and you find out firsthand, and just the ultimate professional, the way he goes about his business each and every day, his weights, his stretching, so he's a real pro and I'm learning a lot from him.
You're looking forward to putting on the green and gold with him later this week as well?
I can't wait. Yeah, a few of the boys, Craigie as well.
Paulie, obviously last year this FIBA window was huge for Melbourne in terms of getting back on track after that massive loss to Perth. What's the focus going to be now with a few guys away again? But and I guess you'll be away with the Tall Blacks. So what's the focus for the group during this break?
Yeah, just to try and maintain. It was we spoke about it as a group about 2 or 3 weeks ago. How we wanted to hit this break on a high and not have to. Have a knee-jerk reaction like the group did last year. I think they had the big loss to Perth at home before the break, and then they went into solving issues. So for us now, it's obviously a little bit different, and it's a chance we have had our not major injuries, but a few niggling injuries, and a break like this does allow for guys to get on top of those things, and also just. One of our focuses now is that with so many, we've got 3 Boomers away and 2 Tall Blacks and myself away, just a little bit more focus on the individual needs of the guys within the team, whether it's rehab and conditioning or a little bit of skill development through this week, and that's where our time is going to be focused with the guys that are still here.
Do you think it's any kind of disadvantage coming back with so many guys away during this break?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll soon tell in a couple of weeks. You know, I don't think anyone's going to go onto it and use it as an excuse. You just got to try and utilise and make the most of the time that you do have, and be productive with that time that you have.